Hello everyone, my name is Josh from Mr. Elefante, and today we're going to do a little classic commentary talking about Overwatch, talking about my foray into at least this current season where I've been really trying to push the envelope as to playing really all the roles or playing more consistently. One of the big things I've always struggled with Overwatch is the fact that I just never consistently played. I would hop in, maybe play upwards of like 20 or 30 matches in a competitive season rather, and I wouldn't stick with it. This season, however, I've been kind of more consistent, and I've been definitely enjoying seeing the results. Definitely watching some, the VODs that I have. The replay system has just been phenomenal for that effect. And the topic that I wanted to talk about today was a very interesting one, mostly because I actually ended up leaving chat. So, kind of a little bit of backstory. I was playing a match with my colleague here, Carbon Neutral, and if you guys are a fan of Mr. Elefante and all the videos and the streams that I've done before, you're familiar with Carbon Neutral, familiar with Kevin, and in this particular session, where first maybe match or two, we had some losses, and we're both in the communications trying to get people to talk, and we never got really a good consistent team. Of course, we were dual queuing, and we were dual queuing in maybe like the DPS. That didn't seem to be doing so well, so then we switched over. He was doing either DPS or support. I would do tank. Once again, we saw the same thing. Not a lot of communication from the teams, and it could be just a byproduct of the lower ranks in Overwatch. Just a lot of less people talking and communicating. Who knows what it could really be. But the big part that I wanted to focus on is we ended up just going into group chat. And this is something that I had never done before in comm matches. I've always preached about jumping into game chat, talking to your teammates, trying to get communication with them. But we were actually doing really well without team callouts and communicating well enough. And I don't know what that really means. We were speculating a little bit why we were able to play a little bit better. And I think the best one that makes the most sense is because I was able to stop communicating with my team, worrying about their plays, worrying about if I'm making the right callouts. I was focusing purely on my play. Of course, both Carbon Neutral and I were in the same group chat, so we were able to communicate to each other. So we were able to focus better as a team, he and I. But when it came to playing on the, communicating with teammates when a cooldown is being used or not being used, a lot of the times in our matches, I felt like we weren't getting the proper follow-ups, especially with things like maybe Zarya used her personal bubble, so it was a time for her to push on her. And maybe there was another point in time where, I try to call out Doomfist having no punch, and once again, no follow-up. So at that point, the effort that I put into for making those callouts is better suited for myself and Kevin or whatever I'm in a group with to focus ourselves, work on our own plays, make smart decisions. I've noticed that this particular session tonight, as I'm recording this, I was a lot more focused on what I was doing, what I could see in my own game sense of the match. Whereas previously before, we would hear teammates asking for certain things, and maybe they would have been right for a certain fight, but overall I felt like our decision making in choosing different heroes or focusing certain targets was a lot better than what our teammates could provide to us in chat. Another thing I noticed too is when you're in game chat and there's a lot of negative communication. There'll be points where teammates will say, well, why did we die here? Or why do we have a Winston? We need a better shield. That's the common thing I always hear as a tank main, is that we're always needing more shields. We're always needing more shields. And especially with this whole new meta going on with the shield break, just being more prevalent with weak shields, I feel like a lot of dive tanks are being misrepresented. People are just constantly not remembering how to dive, and I'm ecstatic. I was enjoying these past couple of matches, and especially this one right here on Numbani, which, I mean, Numbani is usually a map I don't like at all, but because of the way that the enemy team was not properly diving and being able to focus on targets, I kind of had free reign to be able to really do whatever I want. You saw a lot in this particular section of the video too. I'm kind of watching where the teammates or enemy team is going. If they're going, high up, they're going mid low, and then I'm just attacking on the rear side of them, trying to get, a nasty pick here or there. It's really fun playing Winston. In fact, if anything, I wonder how D.Va would play. Now, of course, there is a conversation that the higher tiers of Overwatch, dive isn't the meta. There's, Eureka, Sigma, May, Reaper, all that other good stuff. But perhaps in the lower ranks, and maybe even in the higher ranks too, there is the misconception that Winston is really good, or dive is really good, or other heroes are viable. I always will stick by the fact that I think all heroes are viable, even if they're in a certain part, they may be a niche pick. Anyways, this is coming towards the end of the video. As you can see right here, we are actually about to lose the point, and we go for the saving grace play, and I'll go ahead and let the play speak for itself.
30 seconds remaining.
This is the second time in a row that I've actually have done this before, where we kind of jump onto the point. Pretty happy about it. I think I'm definitely going to be doing more of these kind of things in the future if I can properly do it right. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to click that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Otherwise, I'll see you later.